Hello, welcome to episode 315 of the Epic Film Challenge, Prometheus. I made a video about this when I went to the midnight screening, and I don't feel like doing a full review at this point. I think maybe when it comes out on Blu-ray or something, I might do like an Alien series and talk in depth about it. But for now, you know, you've either seen Prometheus or you haven't. A lot of people have hated it, a lot of people have really had a lot of...
You've either seen Prometheus or you haven't.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock.
What? It's true. I'm just saying...
No, but I mean, stating the obvious much?
Okay. Well, you know, I'm just going to say right off the bat, this is a...
Prometheus is a movie. Fact number 2.
Hilarious. I'm just going to say right now, I'm going to talk about spoilers, but, you know, so if you haven't seen this film, then stop watching. But I'm not going to go in depth. There's just a lot of things in the film that didn't seem to make sense or add up, but at the same time I like that because, you know, since when was a film having unanswered questions a bad thing? I believe Stanley Kubrick actually said something like, you can't explain stuff to the audience, they have to just figure it out for themselves. And there's a lot of that in this film. And it had to be intentional, from, you know, Ridley Scott's standpoint at least. One thing that I think I would have enjoyed the film more was if I knew it wasn't a direct prequel to Alien, because it isn't. Because you see a ship in the trailer that looks exactly like the ship in Alien, and you see like the space jockey, which are now, as far as Prometheus is concerned, are called engineers. These big white kind of you know, 12-foot tall human-like creatures who allegedly created humans. But then you ask yourself, well, if they created humans, then why do they want to kill them again? There's a great video on YouTube by Red Letter Media where they just ask like all the questions, like why this, why that. But the story is, well, you know what the story is. They, you know, it's people on Earth before Alien happened, finding a kind of weird kind of 3-dot thing in loads of ancient civilization cave paintings. So they follow that as a star chart to a planet where they find this weird cave, and they go inside the cave and there's a big giant head there with all these vases with black goo and stuff, and then all these holographic things start coming out, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? And it's a mystery film, and it's like a film about the creation of life and where did we come from. It's not really a horror in the sense that Alien was, although there are some kind of horror elements.
Kidding?
And there's...
Pissed my pants.
There's a really horrible scene where she is actually impregnated with some kind of alien creature and she gets it cut out of her. And, you know, the thought of that, okay, but then you actually see this machine wrench apart her stomach, which is disgusting, and then it gets stapled shut, literally. I don't know how you say her name, Noomi Rapace, Swedish. She was really... Huh?
Noomi?
Yeah, N-O-O-M-I.
It's not Swedish.
Well, she is Swedish, so...
Is that her real name?
Yeah, it's a real name.
I'm sure it's short for something. It's not... Like, Connie is a Norwegian name.
Okay. Well, she hasn't got a Norwegian... She hasn't got a Swedish name then. Big deal. So, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on. The best thing about the film is Michael Fassbender, who plays David, who's an android. And he's just great because you just think, like... Of all the unanswered questions in the film, I think a lot of them stem from him. Like, okay, so he's an android. He can't feel things. Like, he doesn't have, like, emotions. And he doesn't have, like, you know, a will. Like, he doesn't want anything. Yet at the beginning of the film, we see what happens in the 2 years while the crew are traveling to this planet, and they're all asleep, and he's there, like, playing basketball and watching films. And there's a bit where he's like, he quotes the film, and they're like, what? And he's like, oh, it's just something from a film I liked. So if he likes a film, then he's got a will, surely. And there's just like weird things, like he drops a bit of this black goo into the water of a guy there, which then puts the alien thing inside him, and then it's just a lot of unanswered questions and stuff. The ending...
Wasn't the reason why he dropped that goo into the water because he was sort of programmed to do anything to bring stuff like that out from his maker? Yeah. All up until he would be released from his duties, and when and if his maker died. Yeah,
Wayland. But you can also think, like, because David says to the guy, he's like, what would you be willing to do to find out where you came from? And he's like, anything. And he's like, and then he drops the thing in his glass. It makes you think, did he choose to do that, or did Wayland tell him to do that? And you don't know. So Wayland is like the guy behind the whole thing, and he's this old guy, and it turns out he's not dead, and he's actually with the crew on the mission. And he's played by Guy Pearce with like loads of old man makeup, which I thought was shit. I hate it when they have old people played by young people with makeup. It just doesn't look real. Like
even the Harry Potter makeup was better than that.
It worked well for Biff in Back to the Future Part 2, which was like 30 years ago.
He
looked like Biff from Back to the Future Part 2, the old Biff from 2015.
Yeah.
And you know, and then there's Charlize Theron's character Vickers. Turns out she was his daughter. Like, it was just like some kind of twist that I didn't really care about. The end of the film, I liked because it had this little bit with an alien, like one of the first aliens, or like, you know. And then again, when they go into this thing at the beginning of the film, the cave, there's like a mural, and there's like some kind of alien head on there anyway, so it wasn't the first alien at the end of the film. There's so many questions, and I love that about the film, there's so many questions. And I did enjoy it going to see the midnight screening, but I went to see it with Connie as well. I enjoyed it a lot the second time round, because I already had my own theories, and I was watching it and thinking, maybe would that work and all that. Like, one thing I think is that those big white dudes, the engineers, they look like Greek gods. They look like the big white Greek god statues, you know, and it makes me think, well, maybe they were around on Earth. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know, there's lots of cool things you can kind of extrapolate from it if you want, which I like about the film. And it gave me goosebumps at the end when the alien's like, and the second mouth comes out. I thought that was awesome, because when it almost ends with Shaw, the woman, flying off in another alien ship, going, I'm off to find more answers. And I was like, really? That's the end? And then you see the alien and it's like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And also, like, some of the characters aren't that well developed and you don't care about them really, and it's just weird motivations, like, why would they do that? Why would they do this? I don't know. There was some good acting in this film. Michael Fassbender was amazing. I'm convinced he actually is an android. That probably explains why he acts so well in other films. Yeah, the woman who played Shaw, the lead actress, she was pretty good. And yeah, there's something else I want to talk about, blah blah blah. What was it? Oh yes, and I was really disappointed because when the engineer sits down in his big seat, I was like, oh yeah, so that's the guy from Alien, the one in Alien with his chest burst open. This is the ship. And then he gets out of his chair and I'm like, but no, he's supposed to be sitting there, why is he going? And then he dies and I'm like, so this isn't the same ship from Alien? And then I figured that out and I was kind of disappointed. So yes, the film was divided a lot of people's opinions. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Visually it's amazing. 3D did nothing for me though. Visually it's amazing. Michael Fassbender, actually probably one of my favourite sci-fi characters' performances ever. I thought he was fantastic. Brilliant as David the android. You know, strong female lead, not the best. And yeah, I liked the mystery of it. I liked how open it leaves everything. I like how it's not a direct sequel to Alien. I like a lot about it. There's a lot of frustrating things about it, especially when that big ship is flying down and Charlize Theron and Shaw, they're running in a straight line. Why couldn't they just run to the left and move out of the way of the big ship? I don't know. So, oh god, it's been 8 minutes and Connie hasn't spoken yet, so I should hurry up with this and lead you over to Connie, who's now so bored she's on her phone.
No,
I apologise.
I'm trying to find out what her
her real name is.
Yes, it seems like it might be Norén. Maybe.
Okay, so Prometheus.
I think that David. What was confusing about David was that he showed emotions on his face so much.
Only flickers though, I found, like little flicker of like.
Yeah, but like when he held the planet, right, in that room.
Yeah.
Or the planet, he was like.
Yeah.
That's emotion. A robot would go. Like
no, but they are.
He would no. There's nothing against him like being an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But he even smiled sometimes when he was alone. He would show a lot of emotion on his face. And since you were questioning his emotion as well, like it's a movie I like and blah 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 blah, maybe he actually has been programmed to feel certain things, well, to be a better android. Well,
they are programmed to fit in and stuff, and do that. But you pick up on a good thing there because he's completely alone in that room, so there's no reason for him to. But then again, I don't know. Maybe
exactly.
It just makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because also when he sits down and he's like. He is actually smiling as he's sitting there, which shows emotion. He's captivated, that's emotion. He is intrigued, he is excited, he is happy. Yeah, the only thing that he hasn't shown, or didn't show properly, I think, was fear. But like when he saw that person and he talked to him, when this is a spoiler, but then again, it's been everything's been a spoiler.
Have you even listened to what I've been talking about?
I spoiled. Yeah, you've been spoiling the whole thing. This is also a spoiler. When the future human, or the original human, is standing there, and he puts his head on his head, he's looking at him like with love and admiration. He's like, that's fucking feelings, okay? So if that's what because in the script it must say you know, if the script says don't show any emotions, he wouldn't show any emotions.
Well, my favourite bit of like that little, you know, talking about him with emotions, whatever, was when that guy is like sitting by the pool table, and he's like, oh god, you know, there's nothing out there or whatever, and then he's like, you know, I'm really disappointed or something, and then he says to David, it's a good thing you can't feel what disappointed is like, isn't it? And he just kind of goes, huh, yeah, and he has like a kind of sarcastic little laugh, like he was hurt by the comment, and he's just pretending to laugh. It was really weird, but I liked it a lot.
Anyways, he was brilliant. I thought Numi was amazing as well. I actually felt sick to the stomach after that scene where seriously, it's like when she had that operation thing done. But it was so brilliant as well. Like the way it was performed and stuff. It kind of shows like her brains and everything, because she had loads of anesthesia and stuff ready. I don't understand how she made her way up to that room where the old guy was, because they thought that he was dead, and then they just let her in. And she was like in the room as if, I know she was sedated and stuff, but she acted as if she knew he was alive. If you remember. Yeah. Because like if you thought someone was dead and you walked into that room, okay, first of all, why would they let her in? Second of all, especially since David knew that she was infected, because he must have thought about the safety for his master or whatever, maker. And second of all, why didn't she go, you're alive? What's going on? And she must have understood that, oh, they've been fucking with him. They've been lying. They basically brought him up there to kill them.
In this video where there's like that someone's made, where they're like just asking all the questions like that make the film seem stupid. My favorite one was when they're like, so why did this big group of people decide to travel for 2 years to this planet without knowing what the hell they were doing?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, the rest of the crew, not the main characters who knew.
Other things that were confusing as well was Scottish, was he? The guy with the tattoos? Yeah. Why he was the guy who kind of came back and tried to kill them all.
Like a zombie.
When he was the one who had the mask sucked in, and it was the other guy who got that thing coming in through his mouth.
But the other guy...
So he's the one who should have come back.
But the other guy, Rafe Spall, and the actor's name, like earlier on...
Scottish? Or the one who got the thing
No, the one who got the thing through his mouth. Yeah. Like, you know when he's like, right, I'm getting out of here, because he was freaked out by the door? He was freaked out by the door that he had to run away. And then when this little snake alien thing comes up, he's like, oh hello. Fella. Like, that just made no sense, actually. Just character-wise.
But maybe he was expecting these big things to come up. And then when he saw a small one, I don't know.
Anyway, this is going on far too long.
No, it's a big movie. We need to talk about it. I am also confused. What were they running from?
I know. In the hologram, the engineers are running away from something. And also, if they're running away from something that came from the black goo, why were they running into the door with all the stuff that's in there?
No.
Unless like they forgot something in there.
What is Lily doing? And also, where did the other guy go who got burned? Because I thought he was the one who was attacking them, but clearly it was the Scottish guy who just had the mask burned in. But you saw that when they went back, there was someone with the mask burned in. But that was supposed to be him. Then how come he was there when he was there? Being all, Maybe it wasn't supposed to be the Scottish guy. Maybe they can't mess up that because you know what part you have in the movie.
I know, yeah.
They're gonna have to go, hang on a minute. I got my face mask thing burned in. I can't be walking around over there. I know my part. Oh no, it's okay, just do it anyways. He doesn't want to do it. We'll just swap it. People won't notice. I don't know.
So what would you rate the film?
I checked my Twitter and it said 9 out of 10. I don't know if I want to give it a 9.5 because I've never...
No, I don't think it's
the alien movies just scare the fucking shit out of me. Ugh. But it was good. Like, it wasn't boring for a second for me. I was intrigued the whole way. Of course, how can we forget the blonde chick? What's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Amazing. We just saw her.
I wouldn't say she was amazing in this film. She's good. She's a great actress.
She was really good. I really liked when she showed anger towards David. And they were talking about I can't remember what it was, but they were out in the hallway and she shoved her up against the wall, and it was a way that she, like, I recognized the anger and annoyance in her when she just actually grabbed his face and just pushed it like that, and he was like, it was just like a non-violent, but like, oh, like I want to smash your face in, but I know I can't. It was that kind of thing, and I was just thinking, huh, that's realistic. Like, because in the movie, they would be like, ah, or just, or, you know? But she did that thing, and it was just, and I was just recognizing myself because sometimes I just want to smash someone's face in, but I know I can't, so I just, you know, you just stand there and shake for a bit. It was, yeah, really good. She was better in Snow White, but she was brilliant. She didn't have such a big role in this one, so it was a big role, but she didn't get to do much. It's like Beetlejuice. She probably had 15 minutes altogether. It was a really good movie. There was one thing that they didn't have in the movie, which was in the trailer.
What?
Do you remember in the trailer where that Swedish woman, she's standing in front of the mirror and she's got stuff in front of her, and then she just goes like that or something?
Yeah.
Which is like, dung!
Yeah.
In the trailer, she didn't do that.
Sometimes they just do that.
Yeah, but I was looking forward to it because it looked good. And I was just sat there, I was like, hang on, the mirror scene spin. Why? What? It was a good scene. But maybe it just seemed too Christian. I don't know. Nothing against Christians, but maybe they don't want to bring out religion. 9.
9.
What'd you give it?
8.
What? Huh. I thought you gave it a 9.
Oh.
Jesus. You give Hobo with a Shotgun a 5 and Prometheus an 8. You almost gave it a 6, Hobo.
Hobo? Bubba what? Okay. Alright. Well, this is now officially the longest review we've ever done. It's nearly 19 minutes. So I may as well just add one more thing. Accents. I don't get accents in Prometheus. The lead actress, she's Swedish. And like a couple of years ago, she couldn't even speak English. So, fair play to her. But why did they have
Excuse me very much. A couple of years she couldn't...
Like, not well. Anyway, so...
Of course she could speak
English. Okay, she could speak perfect English a couple of years ago. But anyway, so she has this English accent.
There's a difference between perfect and not at all.
And it's like a weird, like... So it's like a weird, Okay, forget it. Thanks for watching. Okay, that was bugging me, because it seems like the end of that video we had an argument and I cut the video off. We didn't have an argument, we just had a heated discussion. And just to finish my point, I don't think her English accent was that great. She's not giving me a dirty look. Maybe she wouldn't agree that it was just a heated discussion and more of an argument. Anyway, what? So I didn't think her English accent, like, at times it was really good, and at times it sounded like, you know, like English was their second language. I don't know why they just didn't let her have her normal accent when she speaks English, because there were people on the crew who had, like, you know, Scottish accents and all that kind of stuff. And there was a guy, Rafe Spall, who was a British guy, and they've made him do an American accent. Why? Why didn't I just let him do his British accent? I don't understand the thinking. And that's it. Thanks for watching.